Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Michael Daigler. I'm an engineer, content creator, and community builder, and I teach you how to leverage AI for your content processes. Whether that's ideation, repurposing, automations, I do it all. If you're interested in checking out more, you can check out my school, link in the description. So let's get into the video. This video is going to help you save a ton of time on ad creatives and thumbnails for YouTube. And so just imagine that for a second. Imagine how much time you spend slaving every day over thumbnails for videos or different ad creatives, whether it's on the Facebook or Meta platform or on TikTok, on Instagram. All of that time could be better spent somewhere else. Maybe on your business, maybe on developing your creativity more so you actually have better and better ideas over time. And so by the end of this video, you're going to be able to save at least 2.5 hours every week creating ad creatives or thumbnails for YouTube using these 3 free AI tools. And so the first one here is MidJourney. MidJourney is one of the top AI image generation platforms to date. And the second tool here is Canva. Canva is a design tool, and they've been adding a ton of AI integrations. Some of these that I really like are a lot of the quick access shortcut image editing tools such as background removal. And the final one is ChatGPT, and this is going to be helpful for us when we are refining the copy on our thumbnail if we actually choose to put copy on it. So let's get into the first part, and you can see here I already have some text to show you what each tool is used for essentially. So first we are going to use MidJourney to create a base asset. Then we will take that base asset and we will add it into Canva, and we will add any extra media or copy that we think would be beneficial for the thumbnail. Then we will take our draft of our thumbnail and we will give it to ChatGPT and have it suggest better copy for the thumbnail or better graphics to add if it thinks that it has something better to do. So let's talk about MidJourney prompting first. So this is just a quick resource guide cheat sheet. I will make a link in the description below for you to grab it yourself. But I just want to talk a little bit about the MidJourney prompting process before I get into actually generating the image. So the first thing that you want to know with MidJourney is you want to actually set the main scene. So start with like a very basic idea. And so for me, I want to create something that looks clean and modern, and it's kind of like a workspace. Think like Ali Abdaal style, something very realistic, professional, and pleasing to the eye. Next, you're going to start adding details. So this could be the materials, the colors, the textures, the shapes, the emotions. And so I can say something like, in the example, a sleek silver laptop with bright screen displaying a colorful graphic. Steaming cup of coffee sits beside it on a wood desk. Next, we can talk about providing a specific location. You do want to keep in mind, though, to not add too many specific details about multiple subjects because it can make it confusing for the image generator to actually create what you want. So in this example prompt, you see me saying the workspace is in a brightly lit room with large windows showing a city skyline in the background. Finally, you want to explore styles and mediums. And so if you haven't done that already, this could be, is it a painting? Is it a realistic photograph? Is it a graphic? And I would also recommend to avoid using the technical terms like 8K or HDR and just focus on setting the vibe. And so in this example prompt, I'm saying in the style of a minimalist digital illustration, the workspace is clean and modern with muted color tones. And just a few bonus tips for everybody here. The first one is positioning, so specifying the position such as left, right, middle of the subject and using consistent terminology. This is really helpful, and you want to also make sure that you have good sentence structure to lead for better coherence. Another thing I would mention, and I'm going to be showing you the thumbnail that I'm going to be making for the video you're watching right now, I would like to add logos such as Canva, MidJourney, and ChatGPT in the thumbnail, but if you are trying to add specific logos, I think there will be a point when AI image generators can get there. However, it's kind of has this uncanny valley aspect to it where it's almost perfect, but it's actually not the logo. And I find that to be almost more annoying than not being close at all. So I would avoid trying to put in specific logos, and we can save that for Canva later on in the process. And then you just kind of want to iterate and experiment over time. So this is kind of another thing that I would recommend is you got to have some patience here. You'll start to get an eye for it over time as you keep using MidJourney, but sometimes you just need to generate it multiple times. Try switching the order of the sentences, see if that affects it in any way, and start to notice the themes and like the through lines with what you're doing to the prompt and how it's affecting the image. And so the prompt below here in this example for putting it all together, you're going to see me using this prompt for MidJourney. And so let's take a look at the prompt and see what we can come up with right now. So I'm saying a clean modern workspace with a sleek silver laptop and a steaming cup of coffee on the desk. The steaming cup of coffee sits beside the laptop on the right side of the wooden desk. On the left, a stopwatch indicating time saved. In the center, the laptop is displaying a vibrant YouTube thumbnail graphic. The workspace is in a brightly lit room with large windows showing a city skyline in the background. So I'm going to take this and we're going to go over to MidJourney and we're going to experiment with what we can get. All right, guys, so I am on MidJourney's website right now and I have the prompt loaded up. Another quick thing, I am changing the mode to raw and keeping it there because I want it to look as realistic as possible. And I will play around with the stylization and the variety just to see what I like best. So I am going to generate a couple variations and then I will come back and we will review the variations and then move on to Canva. Alright, so now let's take a look at what we've got. I am going to just go through, I believe, probably the top 3 rows, and we will see which one we like best. Okay, so as you can see, all of these do have the laptop, they have the graphic, they have the time stopwatch, they have the coffee cup. And so really this, again, gets back to you just have to sort of figure out for yourself what is working and what isn't. Okay, so I like this one because it almost seems like this is in an editing mode, and so that might indicate that we are still in the creative process of the thumbnail, so I'm going to like that. And I think honestly this one is the one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this, and we're going to go over to Canva, and we will talk about the next step. Okay, so I am in Canva. I'm just going to move this over here. And really all I did is I just took the image, I copy and pasted it, and expanded it to fill the entire frame. If you're wondering how to find the YouTube thumbnail frame, you can simply go here and search YouTube thumbnails, and it should have the template frame for you to actually start with that. But anyways, back to this. All right, so what I like to do is I will first use this button right here to duplicate the image a few times just so I have a few different ones to test with. And on this one, I think I'm going to edit the image and see what it looks like when I remove the background, because hopefully I can make the objects pop a bit more. Okay. So I do kind of like that. So what we're going to do now is we are actually first going to duplicate the image and line it up with the image behind it. And now we will remove the background. And then when you go to the position, you click this button here and you go to layers. You can see this is right here. And so I know the image is above the image that still has the background. So I'm going to keep that image selected, and I'm going over to the adjustments, and I'm going to turn the brightness up just a little bit. I'm going to drag over this so I can select the background image, and we are going to turn the brightness down just a little. Okay. Cool. Next, I am going to add the media, so let me just add that really quick. Okay, so I've loaded in all of the logos that I want to use, so we're just going to shrink these down a little bit. You're kind of going to see a little bit more of some of these tricks that I use for just kind of making the logos look a little prettier, if I do think that they can. So we're going to shrink that down, and we will finally shrink this down. And so what I'm thinking here is I think we can have this almost kind of like pop out from behind this. Cool. So I'm taking these logos and I'm just putting it sort of around the center, directing people's attention. Now what we can do is we can select all these, group them by hitting Command G, go to the position button, go to the layers, and we can start to, oh, this is on the wrong one. Let's move it down to the second page where we have the other image. And we can actually move this behind the first, or like the base image that has the background removed. So it kind of looks like this. A little bit more playful, a little bit more natural, I guess. And I think we could add some text as well. And do not worry, this is not the final version. We're going to pass this to ChatGPT and get recommendations afterwards. So let me just finish this first iteration and then I'll get back to you and explain what I'm going to do next. Okay, so we've got this basic thumbnail here. Make thumbnails with these AI tools, Canva, MidJourney, and ChatGPT logos, and a nice little image that we got from the MidJourney base asset. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this image and we're going to load it into ChatGPT and ask it for suggestions on different texts or different angles we can go with making the thumbnail. And if you want to, if you use vidIQ, you can actually use their custom GPT to connect your YouTube channel and your stats and your analytics and all of the stuff around what you make, so the custom GPT has more context as to what you're doing and could maybe better help you figure out what is a better piece of copy to add to the thumbnail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload the thumbnail that we created in Canva initially. I'm going to say, I am making a video about saving time making thumbnails with MidJourney, Canva, and ChatGPT AI tools. I have uploaded an initial version of the thumbnail I'd like to use for the video. Please do the following. And so you'll notice when I say this, I'm saying please do the following, and I'm making a numbered list because I've found in my experience using models like GPT-4 or Anthropic's Claude, making structured step-by-step processes better helps the model know what it should be doing. So I'm going to say first, analyze the thumbnail and identify the strong points and weak points. Suggest different, we'll say 5 different variations for the copy. Suggest any other graphics we could use instead of the ones I'm using. Begin. So I will cut to what it says after it connects my YouTube channel, and we will go from there. Okay, so let's see what it says. Strong points: clear, relevant copy, visual representation, including the logos, professional, clean design, engaging elements. Weak points: text visibility. So it's saying the white text could blend in the background, overcrowded graphics, multiple elements, clock, phone, cup, logos can make the thumbnail feel slightly cluttered. And we also have a lack of contrast. The current color scheme lacks contrast, which may not be as attention grabbing. And we also have focus and clarity. The main focus of the thumbnail is not immediately clear, and it may take a moment for viewers to understand the subject. So let's first look at some of these suggested variations. I would actually like to use this. I think this would actually be good. So we're going to go back here, and we will duplicate this image, and we will copy and paste. And I believe also, I bet you if we use yellow, You know what? I think removing this glow, making these bigger. Okay, cool. So we have this thumbnail, and I will say that I do agree with its take on using a different color for text. I think making the images bigger and sort of covering up the coffee cup will solve a little bit of the busyness issue. And yeah, let's actually do this to just really cover up the coffee cup. And so this is also just, this is kind of part of the process, is we are going to have to work with what we've got, because I don't want to go back to the initial step, because I actually do like the image, the base image, a lot. So I think this would be a better way to just cover up the coffee cup. And so let me just do this, and then I will show you the final result, and then we will end the video. Okay, so this is the final thumbnail that I came up with, and I would like to end the video to, again, reiterate what this is going to help you do. If you are able to save more time doing this, you're able to make higher quality thumbnails and add creatives by using these sets of tools. You're going to have more time to allocate to either your business or more time to actually focus and iterate on the specific idea that you're working on. So let's say I had to make this all from scratch and I didn't have MidJourney to help me with the base asset, and I didn't have ChatGPT to help me analyze it. I could be spending countless hours going over this, banging my head against a wall. Whereas now, I'm able to create a high quality image really quickly, load it into Canva, use Canva's AI tools like Image Remover to make some post-production changes, and add any relevant copy and images that I think would be helpful for the thumbnail. And then I'm able to use ChatGPT to help me analyze and see where there could be weak points. So this versus this is a big difference to me, because now I see that the text is popping more. I see that the images are covering the coffee cup, making it look less busy while also keeping it relevant to what I will be talking about. And I think that is really great. So if you enjoyed the video, you can subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can drop a comment if you have any questions. Again, check out my school if you want to learn more about leveraging AI for your content processes. And yeah, until next time, much love and peace, y'all.